Osman was asking, what's the most important thing when it comes to buying a phone, right? So the biggest thing you want to do is when we're talking to the seller online, you want to ask them, okay, what's the IMEI number? What's the battery health percentage? Is this device unlocked? Right? A lot of times in Canada, a lot of these phones are going to be unlocked, so you don't have to worry about that. And then the battery health, you want to buy anything 85% above. We don't want to buy anything that's lower, because then we just be buying something that's like, we have to probably replace the battery. So if it's 80%, 78, most likely we got to replace it. So then we go into IMEI number. We make sure that stuff is good. We don't want to buy something that's blacklisted, right? So part 2 is you're going to go there and talk to the seller. You're going to meet him in person, right? First thing I typically like to do is I'll go into the settings. I'll look at the Face ID. I'll go on general, about. I'll make sure that the device that he's trying to sell me is that device. So if he's saying it's an iPhone 11, hopefully it's not an iPhone 10. So we're going to go on model and the name, right? We're going to check the speakers. So I'll go into camera. I'll go on video. I'll typically pull the video out. And I'll go like this and I'll say, hello, 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 can you hear me? And if the sound is not as visible, like this phone, for example, the mic is not working as good, right? So it has an issue. So that's not good. We'll go on Face ID. We'll make sure the Face ID is working. If that stuff is good, that's a check. Right, we'll look at the home. We'll do this stop button. You gotta make sure that stuff is working. The home button, all that stuff, up and down, the volume. Just look at the phone, make sure there's no scratches, no big scratches like that. Look at the camera, make sure all that stuff is good. And then you want to look at the sign in, the iCloud part. So that's typically when if you see an iCloud on the phone, most likely there's somebody's account on it. So this will be at the top of the screen, the beginning right here, it's the iCloud part. So as long as that's off, that means it's good to go. So another thing too is that people typically when they're going to go buy a phone online, or to go meet somebody, fake phones, a lot of fake phones out there. So how do we prevent fake phones is that when we're buying these phones, right, the first thing you want to do is go to the settings, make sure there's not like like Chinese words saying, hey, this is what it is, because a lot of times when you're checking if it's a fake or not. So another thing, when it's a fake phone, you realize that it's going to be much lighter. So this is a 13 Pro Max. Typically a fake phone would be like so light, and so on the manual it would have some Chinese words, X, Y, and Z, this is what the phone it is. So if you see that, that means most likely it's fake. You can even run the IMEI number on those fake phones and it'll still be good. Like the iCloud will be off, all that stuff will be off. Yeah. So it's very hard to tell. And then you look at the camera, you'll see the bezels a little bit smaller, right? So things like that, you have to really be careful. This is a real phone, yeah. But I'm saying with a fake phone, you could tell so this is where your eyes have to really be on it, because people nowadays will try to do anything to sell you something that's not real. When it comes to buying a phone online, right? And then you want to meet this person in a location where it's like safe location, right? So typically I always say McDonald's is good, the police station is good, right? Anywhere where it's local, right? Where there's people out there, right? Because nowadays you guys know, especially in the Winnipeg market, people will try to test you. And so you always have to make sure that your guard is up. Right, because we never know. We can't trust nobody, right? Even the customer. If the customer tells you this phone is good, trust your instincts, right? Trust yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, what's happening here? Two people are trying to buy and sell, right? This person is trying to sell you his phone. He wants to make money. You're trying to buy their phone. It's a transaction, right? People are trying to make money. Perspective you gotta have when it comes to buying a phone online or anything, right? In life, you always gotta think like someone is trying to make money, right? So that's what you got to do when it comes to buying a phone online. And so you have to be smart.